entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. The what? All the boxes left over from the pizza. All the boxes. Okay. Make sure you recycle the plastic like we talked about. Yeah. Did Jay reach out yet? Nah, Bob. He ghosting.
One of my best friends, she's not here today. She was human trafficked by Naomi Campbell. And Naomi is also Diddy's the godmother. So she started meeting with all these famous people, and they connected her with certain people. And then all of a sudden she's at these parties, and I see she's doing drugs and getting out of control. And eventually I had to start rescuing her from parties. And then a few of the times I had to rescue her from Naomi Campbell's apartment, sleep over, and then I would pick.
This is a direct character assassination. I've always said that I'm not a saint, that I am a work in progress, but I will not be held hostage by my past. What he's done is indefensible.
I think that in 5 years, people will still be saying, she's a bitch. I hope so. I hope they do.
Something like, you'll never be me, don't ever think that you'll be me, and something like that.
I said that?
Yes.
I can't think, that's something, I'm not that, I'm very much in the, I'm very much, I know the person that I am, and I'm not someone to go and give myself away and say that to anybody. I've never said that in my life. So, but if that's what you remember, I accept that, but it's not, doesn't sound like me.
Shorten your dress. They would never
to me.
They would never make you walk in a dress
on my
that
level,
much
Nicole.
longer.
You never will be on my level. Do not compare yourself.
Naomi Campbell is now being pulled into serious allegations over her reported connections to Sean Diddy Combs and Jeffrey Epstein, and the claims are raising a lot of eyebrows. What's making this mess even louder is the rumor that some of the information investigators are reviewing may have come from Diddy himself. For years, people questioned her charity operations and whether everything behind that glamorous lifestyle was really as clean as it looked. And now critics are digging deeper than ever. There are also heavy accusations circulating online, claiming that women from Africa were recruited for modeling opportunities in Europe. But some say the reality behind those promises was far darker than advertised. These claims suggest exploitation may have happened under the cover of fashion and opportunity, and some online voices are even questioning whether everyone involved was of legal age, which makes the situation even more disturbing if proven true. Right now, these are allegations being discussed publicly, not confirmed court findings. After the Epstein court documents became public, a lot of big names started trending, and Naomi's name appeared in those records too. According to released DOJ documents, her name showed up in flight logs connected to Epstein's private jet, sometimes called the Lolita Express. Reports claim she allegedly took multiple flights in the early 2000s, including trips connected to the U.S. Virgin Islands, where Epstein owned private property known for elite gatherings. Critics are saying this isn't just coincidence anymore, and they're questioning how many powerful figures knew more than they admitted. Naomi has previously denied any knowledge of wrongdoing, but the pressure online is building fast and people are watching closely to see what comes next. Some of those reported flights were said to be heading towards Sao Paulo, Brazil, adding even more questions to the timeline. Jeffrey Epstein was also spotted at several Victoria's Secret fashion shows over the years, and witnesses claimed he and Naomi were seen leaving around the same time on multiple occasions. Naomi, however, has maintained that she barely knew Epstein and says she only met him after her ex-boyfriend, Flavio Briatore, introduced them at her 31st birthday party back in 2001.
I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend, Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else. Because I've had my fair share of predators, and thank God that I had good people around me that protected me from this. I mean, right now I stand with the victims. I can't, they're scarred for life.
Still, critics weren't exactly stunned by her denial. They say this has become a pattern. Whenever her name gets linked to powerful men surrounded by controversy, she distances herself fast and says she knew nothing. For someone who claims she had no clue about what was happening behind closed doors, people online argue she seemed very comfortable in those same circles. The same criticism popped up years ago when her name was mentioned in connection to Harvey Weinstein, and once again, she pushed back against any wrongdoing. As for those recently released Epstein documents, some emails reportedly show communication that critics say suggests coordination of meetings or plans. Naomi has strongly denied knowing about any criminal behavior, but online voices are questioning the tone of those messages and what they really mean. And just recently, another model publicly accused Naomi of not being truthful about the extent of her connection, which only turned up the heat even more.
So one of my best friends, she's not here today. She was human trafficked, Naomi Campbell. And Naomi is also Diddy's the godmother. So she started meeting with all these famous people, and they connected her with certain people. And then all of a sudden she's at these parties, and I see she's doing drugs and getting out of control. And eventually I had to start rescuing her from parties. And then a few of the times I had to rescue her from Naomi Campbell's apartment, sleep over. And then I would pick her up and bring her to her apartment because she was so high on drugs.
What kind of drugs was she doing?
Everything. She had they provide the drugs for you. So she would open her purse and it would just be everything, whatever you wanted. It was like a pharmacy.
Who would open the purse?
Oh, she would. Oh, she's like, what do you need, Babs? Do you need anything? I would say, I don't do anything. Oh.
Old videos have resurfaced showing Naomi allegedly recruiting young women with promises of modeling opportunities. But critics point out that many of those women were never actually seen walking major runways. Now, people online are asking hard questions about what really happened behind the scenes and whether those opportunities were ever real in the first place. There's no confirmed evidence explaining where all of them ended up, but the speculation alone has been enough to spark serious debate.
It's kind of she gets out of it.
Well, she gets money. When you bring models or people that can easily be manipulated, you get funded. You get funded. How does she own an island being a supermodel?
I didn't know she owns an island.
Yeah, she owns an island. But this is crime scene investigation.
Yeah.
But it opens your eyes to things that you never even thought of. And I connect all the dots.
Clips of Naomi doing charity work in Kenya, especially involving children's causes, are also being re-examined with a more skeptical eye. What once looked like generosity is now being questioned by online commentators who are wondering if everything was exactly as presented. These are still allegations and suspicions circulating online, not proven claims, but the tone around her has definitely shifted. Things escalated further when American-based Kenyan influencer Elsa Majimbo spoke publicly about her experience. Elsa claimed Naomi brought her into elite social circles and allegedly tried introducing her to wealthy older men in a way that made her uncomfortable. Elsa said she made it clear she wasn't interested, and after that, she felt pushed out of certain industry spaces. It's important to note Elsa was 19 at the time.
Naomi was coming to Nairobi to do some shopping. She was on holiday, but on a remote place. So she was in Nairobi doing shopping. And I texted her and she told me she's in Nairobi. So I was so excited to meet her. She was the first celebrity I was ever going to meet. Guys, I was through the roof. She texted me, she was like, hey, I'm here. She texted me the location. I went directly. I went with my brother. So my brother and I, we met her, we did some shopping. And as we're shopping, she's like, oh, the plane that's taking us back actually has a couple more seats. Do you and your brother want to join us on holiday? Hell yes. So I was like, oh, that would be so lovely. She introduced me to a couple of people in Hollywood. She was on vacation, they were coming to Nairobi after the vacation. They were staying at the Kempinski. So I went to see them at the Kempinski when the whole thing was over. So I sat down with them, I was talking to one of them, and one of them was like, oh, it's so, like, how did you meet Naomi? And I was like, oh no, I texted her on Instagram, blah, blah. And she was like, oh yeah, she told us, like, she made you and she built you and she made your career. And I was like, what? No, that's not what happened. And I was like, you mean like helped me and like promoted me? And she was like, no, like what you have is because of her. And I was like, oh yeah, no, that didn't happen. Time goes by, March 2022. We have jumped into March 2022. I get a phone call. My phone is ringing. Naomi Campbell. Oh, so I pick up, I'm like, hey sis, like, how are you doing? And she's like, Elsa, how dare you? Oh! So I'm in shock, right? I'm in shock. I don't know what's going on. She was like, this is the last time I'm speaking to you. Have a nice life. And she hung up. Which I was very saddened by the situation, right? But I was like, if that's how she truly feels, because I respect people's space. So I was like, if that's how she truly feels, fine, it's okay. So I let it go. So after that, like a few months, things started going very badly for me. Things started going haywire, and I didn't think it was. I thought it was because of the situation. Let me not lie, but I was like, also it can be sure. So I was like, let me go, because also having someone like Naomi Campbell not liking you in the industry is not a good thing. So I went to her, I apologized. I'd already apologized when the situation had happened, but I went and I apologized again and again. I started calling her, I started texting her, and then one day she just texted me and she was like, stop calling me. I have a child to take care of. So after that, I just said, okay, there's nothing I can do about it. I started drinking. That's why I even quit alcohol. I started drinking. I started drinking a lot. Yeah. And then, because I wasn't sure why things were going so wrong, and I couldn't put my finger on it. And then a few months later, I met Edward Enifel at a party, and Edward Enifel is oh my goodness, he's one of the people I adore the most. So I was like, oh my goodness, that's Edward, I have to go say hi. So I go, I'm like, hey Edward, I'm such a big fan. And he looks at me, he's like, I know you. And then he said something that made me think the situation with Naomi was causing like some of the trials and tribulations I was currently.
Legally an adult, but still very young and new to the spotlight, which made the situation feel even more intense to her supporters. And this isn't the only powerful figure Naomi has been linked to over the years. Back in 2010, she testified in court in connection to former Liberian President Charles Taylor after allegations surfaced that he had given her so-called blood diamonds while she was staying at Nelson Mandela's residence in South Africa. Charles Taylor was arrested in 2006 and later faced charges for supporting Sierra Leone's Revolutionary United Front during the country's brutal civil war. Between 1991 and 2002, that conflict caused unimaginable suffering, with documented reports of violent attacks against civilians, including horrific mutilations that shocked the world. During that period, Taylor had access to valuable resources, including so-called blood diamonds, which later became central to the controversy involving Naomi Campbell. When Naomi was first questioned about receiving diamonds, she denied it and even walked out of an interview when pressed on the issue. But once she was formally summoned to testify in court, her story shifted. She admitted that she did receive diamonds, claiming they were handed to her by two unknown men who arrived late at night. She also stated that she eventually donated those diamonds to charity and did not keep them for herself.
Received a diamond from Charles.
I didn't receive a diamond, and I'm not going to speak about that. Thank you very much. And I'm not here for that.
Well, we've been told that you didn't help the prosecution sort of in this very important case.
Sorry. Thank you so much. Goodbye. When I was sleeping, I had a knock at my door. And I opened my door, and two men were there and gave me a pouch and said, "A gift for you."
Did you ask them who they were?
No, I was extremely tired. When they gave me the pouch, I just put it next to my bed and went back to bed.
What did you think the stones were?
They were kind of dirty-looking pebbles. They were dirty, I don't know.
However, her version of events was challenged in court by her former assistant, Carol White, and actress Mia Farrow, who were both present during that trip. They suggested Naomi was aware of who the diamonds allegedly came from and disputed the idea that she was completely in the dark. According to testimony, Carol claimed Naomi appeared excited after receiving the stones and even showed them off. Naomi has denied knowingly accepting conflict diamonds, and the court proceedings focused heavily on determining what she truly knew at the time. Beyond that case, Naomi has also faced other legal troubles over the years. Between 1998 and 2009, she was convicted multiple times for assault related to incidents involving employees, adding another layer to her long history of public controversy. Back in 1998, Naomi's assistant at the time, Georgina Galanis, accused her of physically attacking her after a stressful delay at a Canadian airport. According to court documents obtained by Georgina's lawyer, Calvin Berry, the situation allegedly escalated fast, with claims that Naomi grabbed her by the throat and struck her with a phone during the argument. The filings describe Georgina as shaken and visibly distressed afterward. Naomi has previously addressed assault cases in court, and several incidents from that era resulted in legal consequences. Not long after that situation, another assistant, Vanessa Frisbee, came forward with similar claims. Vanessa alleged that during a heated disagreement, Naomi physically confronted her as well. Naomi denied the accusation and even filed a lawsuit in response. pushing back strongly against the claims. Over the years, multiple staff-related incidents led to court appearances, probation orders, and mandatory anger management sessions, adding to her long list of legal controversies. Then came the charity scandal that many people didn't see coming. A little over a year ago, investigations reportedly examined how funds donated to her charity were being managed. Financial watchdogs raised concerns about large sums allegedly being spent on luxury expenses like designer items, high-end travel, and private jet use rather than charitable causes. Naomi has faced scrutiny over financial oversight before, and critics argue that transparency has been a repeated issue. And then there's the 25-bedroom eco-style mansion shaped like the Egyptian Eye of Horus, reportedly linked to her former partner, Russian billionaire Vladislav Doronin. The futuristic island property has drawn intense online speculation, especially in conversations tied to Epstein-related rumors. It's important to note that claims about victims being sent there remain unproven allegations circulating online, but the mansion's mysterious design and elite connections have definitely fueled wild theories. Some online commentators are even claiming that certain private properties connected to Naomi would be the last place federal investigators would think to search in any Epstein-related probe. That's just speculation floating around, but it shows how deep the rumors are running right now. For years, authorities never formally named Naomi as a suspect in any Epstein criminal case, but chatter online says investigators have recently taken a closer look at her long history of connections with powerful men. There are also unverified claims circulating that prison phone calls allegedly linked to Diddy may have mentioned Naomi's name. To be clear, no official transcripts confirming this have been released publicly, and no court has presented that as evidence. But social media has been running wild with the idea that these supposed conversations could tie her closer to ongoing investigations. Right now, that remains rumor, not confirmed fact. When people started digging into her social circle, they pointed out how close she appeared to Diddy over the years. She attended major events connected to him, including his 54th birthday celebration in London and one of his album release parties. Photos and videos show them moving in the same elite circles for a long time. Online gossip has tried to link her presence at certain after-parties to larger accusations surrounding Diddy, but there has been no verified proof placing her in any criminal activity at those gatherings. People also bring up moments like when Diddy traveled to London with Young Miami to celebrate Naomi earning an honorary recognition, surprising her publicly with a cake. Critics argue he doesn't go all out like that unless someone is very close to him. Still, theories claiming she played a criminal madam role or ran operations for anyone remain serious allegations with no confirmed charges backing them up. At this point, much of what's being said lives in the rumor space, not in proven court findings. As you can see, Naomi's name has been tied to controversy more than once, and critics say this pattern is hard to ignore. For years, she managed to move past scandals and keep her career intact, but now the spotlight feels way more intense. Online voices are louder than ever, and some people believe this time the pressure won't fade quietly. One commenter asked, if you read the Epstein files, why did Naomi still associate with Epstein even after he pleaded guilty to soliciting sex from a minor, inviting him to events, and asking to charter his private plane? That question alone has been fueling non-stop debate. Another person brought up Elsa Majimbo again, saying, remember Elsa Majimbo accused Naomi of setting her up? Elsa has previously spoken about feeling uncomfortable in certain elite spaces and struggling emotionally afterward, which only adds more layers to the conversation. Now, the big question people keep asking is whether any of these rumors will actually turn into formal charges, especially with all the talk about alleged phone calls. At this point, nothing official has placed Naomi under arrest, but the internet is definitely watching closely. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video, and check out the next messy breakdown.